Hey, and welcome to episode 13 of Building Legacy, my weekly vlog where I talk people through how I am building and developing my company. And yeah, really excited about the next level of what we're doing. I just wanted to kind of like give an update this week of where I am and some of the exciting stuff that's been happening. So yesterday I met a fabulous young entrepreneur called Giselle. Giselle I met a year ago when I was working for an organization called MSD UK. They're an organization who work with Black and minority ethnic founders who are working to be part of the larger supply chain of businesses in the UK. So they work with amazing companies and provide a platform for them. And the work that I've been doing with them for the last couple of years is being a pitch coach for their innovation challenge. So I work with these amazing entrepreneurs across different disciplines around innovation, healthcare, Internet of Things, so many things, amazing, amazing ideas. And my role is once they've narrowed down the finalists, I work with those finalists so that they can pitch towards a set of judges for the MSD UK challenge, which is held at their annual conference. So anyway, back to Giselle now. She was one of the finalists last year. She was running an app at the time called Zinger, which was a fintech app. And our paths had crossed online a couple of times, but I just said, I really love her attitude, her approach to technology, and I just thought it was time for us to meet again. So yesterday we got to meet. We went for dinner in this lovely place called the Ned in Bank. I really recommend it. Really posh, really bougie. I thought really, ooh. So we went and we had dinner for a real catch up as to where we were. And the reason why we had the catch up is because she's having the launch of her product called Sonar, which is this Monday, 7th of October. I'm going to put the link in the bottom of this video. Unfortunately, I can't make it because I'm at I'm on an award show with my wife. So we decided to meet one-to-one to have this conversation, even though I couldn't meet her there. So anyway, we're having this wonderful dinner. She's giving me an update about where she is with her product, and I'm talking about where I am with Legacy, why it's taken a bit longer. And one of the things that I brought up in the conversation was how I had to take what originally started off as a startup incubator, which is what I originally pitched Legacy as, to this kind of like startup ecosystem where we want to provide ongoing support and membership and community for amazing Black tech founders around the UK. So we had a fantastic discussion around pricing, around the modeling, around the subscription. But one of the things that stood out for me more than anything else was the need for founders to have a sense of transparency and honesty with what was happening if they sought funding or support for their programs. I also had this conversation with another one of my friends last week as well, where we noted that there are incubators and accelerators around the country who will promise to young founders that what they can come in and do is they can give away, anywhere between 5 to 11% of equity, and depending on people who went for individual investment, it could be even more, for just £100,000. And the trick was, or the deception was, is that some people would join some of these founders. I'm not going to name any of them now. People know who they are. But they would go and they would essentially be part of this community, often where they weren't tapped into the cultural needs of that founder, hence why I wanted to start Legacy 71. And they would also say to somebody, right, you're going to get £100,000. And what would then happen is the founder, who's totally unaware, who's really excited about being in it, has not really been educated about IP and how they control it. They don't realize that when they go in there, the £100,000 that they've been promised, £50,000 of it may be cash. And then another £50,000 of it may be services. So an entrepreneur who wants to have £100,000 so they can build their marketing campaign development or what have you will go in there and realize, hold on a minute, £50,000 down. Not only that, you've obviously got to relocate and move into this space for the 12-month or whatever, 12-week or 9-week program that they were running. There was this mentoring program that went on, and having the conversation with so many kind of entrepreneurs, I found out how dissatisfied they were with that. And it really reminded me that what we want to do as part of our community development in Legacy 71 is ensure that when an entrepreneur comes in or a founder comes in, that it's in their favor. So things like protecting IP, making sure that they understand, even if it's not founders, that they do have within that at least the management team, even if not the executive team, somebody who's going to be the CEO is going to be strategic and find a way. Somebody who knows the technology, who knows something, the difference between, the front end and the back end, what a full stack is, all the different technologies that they may be using to develop their product, they would know that. And then essentially, yes, I have an operations, it could be, cross paths with the CEO, but definitely have somebody who can manage and can help with finance. And it's not that easy, and no one is saying that it will be, but part of what we're trying to do in building the system is make sure that we can plug in the gaps and fill in with personnel where they haven't got it until such a time where they can hire such staff. Because the challenge is if you do go out and if you don't know your technology, and obviously a lot of founders will be technical founders and be really good at the product, but if you don't know how to scale up, if you don't know how to protect your IP, if you don't know how to navigate your way around a cap table that will be favorable for you, if you don't know about dilution, if you don't know about a lot of the financial terms that will be used around the metrics, if you've got a SaaS company or runway, or how to really know the three core financial statements of the profit and loss, the balance sheet, and the cash flow. If you don't know these things, then you're going to be stuffed. And it really struck me having this conversation yesterday that if nothing else, one of the success metrics that we will have when we finally do roll this platform out is making sure that for our founders, they have a space and a community where they can either ask or be guided around the specifics of setting up a company, registering a product market fit, having a community of developers that they can tap into, and marketeers and funders as well, because I think I mentioned this before, there are three core elements in the community. I think I mentioned in my last update, three core elements is that there's the founders, there's the funders, and there's the friends. And as far as we're concerned, it's being able to make sure that with all three of those individuals being part of the membership, that you can tap into that community, whether it's live, whether it's online, but as a benefit of the actual community. And so I say this to say that we had a really good meal. It was really good to catch up with her and so many other founders who are excited about what they're doing. But it's so critical that those who are starting out in this startup game, the Black tech founders that we are targeting, we want to make sure that they are equipped with as much information as possible. Because knowledge is power, yes, but you want to be able to also leverage that power that will work in your favor. So that was my update really for this week, that I've been thinking on deep diving. I'm meeting with my exec team next week. I'm so excited about that. And part of that journey is just making sure that when we do present to individuals, how we can help them to build, best in class or world-changing businesses, that they will do that with a good start, not with a disadvantage. And, look, as much as I recognize that there are real discrepancies around the access to funding and financing, this is not a diversity project. Okay, we are not here to kind of just get press coverage and all that other crap that many accelerators and startup platforms do. We are concerned about making sure that those organizations that we represent and want to be part of our community can build really robust, profitable companies. We don't want unicorns, we want goats, the greatest of all time. And that's it. That's my update for this week. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward for you to tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please share with whoever is listening. And then down below, please also subscribe to the newsletter, which I promise you the first issue will be going out from Sunday, because I now got a lot of this information here. I can actually start sending it out. Please subscribe and share with other people as well. Really excited, and thank you for tuning in. Until next time, peace.